Welcome back to the comics class. Today, we're covering our first What If comic. I'm not planning on doing a whole lot of What If stories, just because What If stories are not in continuity, but this story is pretty awesome. And it's when Thanos becomes Captain America. So this story takes place during the Infinity event, and I'll make sure to fill you in on any information about the Infinity story that you'll need to make sense of this comic. But let's get right into it. The story opens with a meeting with the Galactic Council, and the Galactic Council is an intergalactic organization that represents galaxies, and they're only called upon to deal with vitally important matters in the universe. And some of the representatives of this council include the Shi'ar, the Kree, and of course the Avengers. And they are discussing the war they are in with the Builders. And the Builders are relatively new to Marvel Comics. They're considered the oldest race in the universe, and they're incredibly powerful. And the Builders are traveling to Earth to destroy it, deeming the planet as a failure. Maybe they had a point. But the Builders are also wiping out a bunch of planets on their way to Earth. And this war is not going well for the Council. Captain America says at this point they really just need to try Hail Mary, which Emperor Jason, who is Peter Quill's father, says that Captain America's right, and he might just have a game changer for this war. And what is that game changer? Well, it's Thanos. And Thanos, knowing the Avengers will object, because of the whole thing with him trying to destroy the universe multiple times, addresses the council by saying, yes, my goal in life is to see death to the universe, which honestly wouldn't be my opening statement, but he goes on to say that this is not the way he wants the end to come. The goal of the Builders is not about death and destruction. Their goal is really just for evolution and for the universe to evolve so that new life can be created. And Thanos ain't about that. Also with Jason pointing out that, yeah, he's a pretty terrible person, but he's literally our only option at this point. And it shows Captain America thinking over the decision. The story then jumps a few days into the future, and it shows that the council has really turned the war around. And this is because they allowed Thanos and his army to join the fight. And Thanos, who's an expert strategist, is not just planning the attacks, but he's getting into the thick of it as well. He's fighting side by side with the Avengers. It shows him fighting alongside Thor, and the two of them starting to form a bit of a friendship. Thor challenges Thanos to a competition of who can take out the most enemies, and Thanos will always happily agree to any challenge that involves death. But it's not just Thor who begins to trust Thanos. It's also much of the Council, and even the Avengers. Well, almost everyone, except for Captain America, who is still very suspicious of Thanos' true intentions. The Avengers then get word that Captain Universe, who's essentially a cosmic entity that will bond with beings when it feels the universe is in danger, has awoken and has started an attack on the Builders, which has caused the Builders to start fleeing. So the Avengers, who want the war to end quickly, want to destroy the rest of the Builders before they can escape. The Avengers have a small group teleported on the Builders' command ship in an attempt to try to end the war. And while fighting, Captain America sees Thanos questioning one of the Builders' troops. But before Captain America can press Thanos for more information about what he was doing and why, the two are distracted by Gladiator getting injured, and Thor tells Captain America that he needs to stop being so paranoid about Thanos and focus on the fight, or people are going to die. So Cap decides to back off of Thanos for the time being. However, at that same time, Thanos has sneaked away and entered one of the rooms of the Builders, and he cries out for his son. Okay, so this will need some explanation too. In the Infinity story, on top of the war with the Builders, Thanos was going around the universe and demanding that worlds would sacrifice all of their children between the age of 16 and 22. And what he was trying to do was to find his son Thane, so that he could then kill him, to prove to Thanos' true love, Mistress Death, that he only loves her and that there will be no emotional connection with his children. But in this story, Thanos' son was one of these Builders, while in the actual Infinity story, Thane was an Inhuman. And Thanos demands that the woman give up her son. And when she refuses, Thanos just tells her that he'll simply kill the both of them. Well, actually, he says something much more graphic, but it's the same point. However, before Thanos can kill the two of them, Captain America steps in, and he now knows the real reason why Thanos joined the war. Thanos tells Captain America that him and his army of the Black Order were not going to be enough to defeat the Builders. So he was just using the Avengers to help him obtain his end goal, which was killing his son. But Thanos also explains that he's got more plans after this, and killing his son was just the beginning of his manipulation of the Avengers. And Cap, of course, won't stand for this, and the two begin to fight. But before we can see who ends up winning, the story then jumps back to the Avengers still battling the forces of the Builders. And at this point, the fight is not going too well for the Avengers. They're being overwhelmed, and it shows one of the enemies telling Thor that after he kills him, the Builders will then invade Asgard with his body strapped to the front of their ship. Pretty dark stuff. And when this Builder goes in for the killing shot on Thor, Thor is saved by Captain America's shield. And when Thor goes to thank Captain America, he sees that his shield is not being held by Steve Rogers, but by Thanos. So obviously the fight between Thanos and Captain America went pretty poorly for Cap. Which yeah, Captain America isn't even in the same ballpark as Thanos. But Thanos tells Thor that Captain America has died a hero's death while killing the last of the Builders' command. Thanos has learned to use that shield like a pro real quick. Thanos is able to hit that cocky Builder right in the head. and the shield even comes right back to Thanos like classic Captain America. With the Builders' forces being defeated, Thor now questions how we can believe that Thanos didn't kill Cap himself. And Thanos defends himself by saying that he has earned their trust by fighting side by side with the Avengers, volunteering to save their world, and all that he wants is to honor Captain America by carrying on his legacy. And that even though the war with the Builders is over, Thanos says that there are still other worlds to be saved. So Thor makes Thanos an Avenger, and we see Thanos donning Captain America's shield, crying out, "Avengers assemble," which is great. This is really why I enjoyed this what if story. Thanos is essentially the complete opposite of Captain America. Thanos basically just represents death, and he's taking the place of Captain America, who represented honor, morals, and integrity. I mean, what a great image. And the story ends with Thanos not only taking the place of Captain America as an Avenger, but also taking his place in the Illuminati, which the Illuminati is a secret group of superheroes. The team shortly included Captain America, Namor, Iron Man, Black Bolt, Reed Richards, Charles Xavier, and they were the ones responsible for sending Bruce Banner, without his approval, to Sakaar, which started off the Planet Hulk and World War Hulk stories. So they're basically this shady group of heroes. And Thanos tells the group that he's taking Captain America's place in the Avengers and in the Illuminati, and that he's in charge of the Avengers now. So if you need help destroying worlds, he can help. And that wraps up this video. I hope you guys liked it. Make sure you slap that like button. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.